The Special Operations Forces raided the Russian positions and destroyed the Russian troops. The operation of the Ukrainian defenders was carried out without losses, according to Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The footage shows the work of the 3rd Regiment of the Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The operators discovered at least 4 Russian occupants who had taken a dugout at the former position of the Ukrainian Defense Forces in one of the hottest operational areas. The Ukrainian Special Operations Forces group broke in close to the Russian position in an armored Humvee. The operators took the exit from the dugout under fire control and threw 13 kilograms of Semtex, a plastic explosive based on hexogen and pentaerythritol tetranitrate, inside. A powerful explosion left only a crater and the remains of the Russian occupiers at the site of the Russian dugout, Ukrainian defenders said. After the operation, the soldiers of the 3rd Special Operations Forces Regiment withdrew to a safe place without losses. Since the beginning of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the Russian occupation forces have lost more than 834,000 soldiers. Over the past day, the armed forces of Ukraine eliminated 1,670 Russian troops. Earlier, the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine reported that last year was the heaviest for Russia in terms of losses. Russia lost more than 400,000 soldiers and thousands of pieces of equipment. Meanwhile, the units of the Ukrainian Defense Forces captured Russians during street battles in the city of Toretsk. The video was posted by Facebook user Svetlana Pravnik. Infantry was assigned to clear the building and was transported to the site by Bradley Infantry Fighting Vehicle and MR-8 Senator, supported by 1 tank. The soldiers had to mop up a multi-room 2-story building where enemy infantry was holed up. While inspecting each of the rooms, the military noticed the Russian soldiers hiding in the basement of the house. 4 of the 5 invaders were captured, and 1 decided to commit suicide. Currently, the Defense Forces units are conducting active combat operations in the city of Toretsk, where fierce fighting against the Russian occupiers continues. Recently, one of the buildings in which the Russians were entrenched was also cleared by special forces from the NGU's Omega Special Forces Center. In general, since September 2024, the city has been defended by the combined regiments of the Loot Brigade. The acting commander of the Mansour Regiment said that the enemy was constantly conducting assault operations from different directions, from the north, south, and east. To do this, they mostly use ATVs and motorcycles without armored vehicles. The fighting is taking place in the city itself, where the line of contact runs through the central part of the city. Not only that, soldiers of the 425th Skala Separate Assault Regiment cleared the enemy's trench system near the village of Kotlin in the Pokrovsk sector. The regiment's press service published the video of the Ukrainian soldiers' work on Telegram. Before the clearing, the regiment moved to the enemy's positions on a Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, which supported them with fire after the infantry rushed in. At the same time, the unit's aerial reconnaissance performed surveillance and, after detecting Russian infantry, launched a drone bomber that eliminated the Russian military. In addition, during the landing, the enemy opened artillery fire on the Ukrainian defenders, but the soldiers quickly entered the enemy's trench system. The soldiers split into pairs to effectively clear the dugouts and threw grenades at the enemy's shelters. Thanks to their well-coordinated work, the defenders managed to eliminate 6 Russian soldiers. In addition, This clearing allowed Ukrainian soldiers to enter the village and begin to drive the invaders out. Currently, the situation around the village remains complex. The Ukrainian Defense Forces are trying to hold back the enemy and repel its constant assaults. Despite this, the enemy attempts to surround the village to gain more favorable positions. Militarny previously reported that soldiers of the 425th Skala Separate Assault Regiment drove Russian soldiers out of a house near Pokrovsk. An infantry unit was involved in the task and was brought to the building on a Bradley infantry fighting vehicle.